we're going to tackle the climate crisis effectively, we need to make some big changes. We need changes at national level. We need changes by large corporations. But we also need changes where we live. All across Oxfordshire, there are people making those changes, some in their households, some in their workplaces. But there's a group of people setting up innovative new projects that are aiming to cut our emissions and help us save money. So this video is looking at the people who are the change makers in Oxford. Most of them are communities, but some of them are businesses. It's a big mix and it's a big challenge. All over Oxfordshire, people are struggling to pay their fuel bills. But so many of our homes are so badly insulated that almost a quarter of the energy we use is completely wasted. We need more action on this now. The Low Carbon Oxford North housewarming project is helping with that by giving people simple advice on where to start.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Nestor and I'm Chair of Low Carbon Oxford North. We're a climate change charity that has been active in this part of Oxford since 2010, and we work with local residents and communities to help people reduce their carbon emissions.
Housewarming is our new project, and it's designed for the homeowner who wants to take action to cut energy and cut carbon emissions by upgrading their own homes. Not the ones who are technically proficient and going to do it themselves, but the ones who need good basic information about choices and decisions and frameworks to help them actually take action. Housewarming has two parts to it. The first is a series of guides that look at each aspect of what you can do with your home, from insulation and heating and cooling and controls, all the way up to how to actually build a retrofit plan.
The second part of housewarming is the community support that we're providing for people who are taking part in the programme. We've been doing this work locally, and from that we know that people really want to retrofit their homes, and we're providing the support that we can provide. But we also need government to do its job. We need government to provide information to contractors, skills training for contractors, financial support for contractors, so that the market can grow and so that there are more contractors to do this work. We also need a regulatory framework so that homeowners know what they can trust. There's accreditation of the work that's been done that is trustworthy, and that there is then an incentive for people to retrofit their homes.
There's good work to build on. There are plenty of homes across Oxfordshire where people have already started to make those changes. The Energy Saving Homes project is looking to encourage those people to open their homes, to share their ideas with other people so that the good practice can be spread.
So Energy Saving Homes is a really great local project run by local community groups where people who've already done eco stuff to their homes are going to very kindly open them up and invite you in. And we're running a Green Open Homes Week from Saturday the 18th of June until Wednesday the 29th of June. So you can go and see all sorts of things like solar panels and heat pumps and lots of insulation, to see what other people have done in homes like yours to make their homes warmer, cosier and cheaper to run.
We're always going to need energy. But that energy needs to be clean and affordable. Up in Rose Hill, Local Energy Oxfordshire are running a major project to expand the use of solar, but also to install a battery system so that the energy can be used when it's most needed.
So this is what a large battery looks like, and it's storing energy created by the solar panels on the roof up there.
Okay, well, it's obviously really important that we generate and use more green electricity, zero carbon electricity. If we are able to store it and then use it generally, it means that the pressure is taken off the national grid. The national grid, the pylons and the wires are a very big infrastructure. If we can avoid having to add to that infrastructure and use local energy locally, then we are saving a lot of money and making much better use of the electricity that we're generating.
Well, the important thing about any new initiative is that it must be fair, inclusive and equitable. To this end, we've helped some flats in Rose Hill, new build flats, to have some solar panels on their roofs. So the battery storage enables people to use solar generated energy at a different time than during the day.
We need the government to invest in the flexibility systems associated with the grid. We can use the existing infrastructure more intelligently and usefully and use locally generated power in the local community.
One of the key points about making all these changes is who gets the benefit. Renewable energy systems don't need to be run by huge corporations. There's a growing community energy movement in the UK, and in Oxfordshire, the Low Carbon Hub have been at the forefront of that. They've installed hydro schemes in the Thames, they've put solar power on a lot of school roofs, and now they're installing their first large community-owned solar farm near Bicester.
We have a portfolio of community-owned renewable installations right across Oxfordshire, from rooftop solar arrays on local schools to Sandford Hydro on the Thames, and our latest project, Ray Valley Solar, the UK's largest community-owned solar park. Together, they generate enough electricity to meet the needs of around 8,500 typical homes, saving over 5,000 tonnes of carbon dioxide emissions each year. The sale of the electricity also provides a sustainable income stream that enables a second wave of carbon-cutting action, supporting more community-led renewables, energy efficiency programmes and low-carbon transport, creating a double carbon cut. But we need to do more, and we can't do it alone. We need a planning system and electricity network that supports the rapid rollout of more renewable generation. We need far greater support for energy efficiency programmes so that we can do more with the electricity that we do have. We need policies that support more flexible approaches to the way we use, store electricity and enable greater collaboration so that we can make more effective use of our existing electricity networks. And finally, we need more support for innovation, not just funding, but also spaces where innovation can flourish, real places with real people in living laboratories where new things can be tried, and if they work, left in place and rapidly repeated and replicated.
In all this, we shouldn't forget that Oxfordshire has some real problems. One of those is the thousands of new homes that may come. But however many new homes are built, one thing is very clear. These should all be zero carbon in terms of how they're built and how they operate. We know this can be done because we're already doing it. Out in Southmoor, southwest of Oxfordshire, Green Corps have recently built state-of-the-art zero carbon homes.
This is Springfield Meadows, a development of 25 climate positive houses based in Southmoor, Oxfordshire. All of the houses are net zero energy in use, net zero carbon in use, and we have a better than zero embodied carbon footprint. So out of the 25 houses here, 9 are affordable, and of those 9 we have 6 which are social rent and 3 which are shared ownership. So if everyone is going to be building zero carbon housing, the government really needs to change the planning rules and the building regulations, which are both out of date. There's no incentive or reward for building zero carbon housing. Actually, it's encouraged that people throw up any sort of normal brick and block housing, and obviously that's not what we want and not good for the planet.
Clean renewable energy has come a long way in the last 10 years. Onshore wind is now the cheapest way to generate electricity. Here in Oxford, we've got one wind farm. It's the community-owned project at Windmill near Shrivenham. We may not have a lot of space for more wind in Oxfordshire, but we should be supporting clean energy wherever we can.
Windmill Wind Farm is only one of 2 wind farms in southern England, and it's the only one that's 100% community owned. So it has about 2,600 owners who are part of a cooperative called Windmill Wind Farm Cooperative. Our 5 turbines provide power for about 2,600 homes over a year, and we save about 5,000 tonnes of CO2. The profits from various work we use to support local projects, and one of those is WeSet, and that does a lot of energy education as well as project support and lots of visits, particularly for local schools. We need to move to a clean energy supply as soon as we can. That means more wind and more solar. Land-based wind power is now the cheapest form of electricity generation, and we'd like to see much more of that in England particularly. We need a lot more renewables, particularly as we need to decarbonise heating and we need to decarbonise transport. So the wind farm here is part of the solution. We'd like to see many more of them to make that difference that needs to happen.
Climate change is a huge challenge for us all. But let's not forget that for many people, the scariest challenge at the moment is paying the bills and making ends meet. We can't control the price of energy when it's affected by things like the war in Ukraine, but we can control how we use and how we save energy. If we can work together to do that and learn from the innovators around the county, we can make a real difference to people's lives, to people's budgets, and to the climate crisis.